Hi there, YouTubers. Today I just want to talk to you a little bit about why I love flats. In fact, I would say flats are FLATastic. So first of all, I just want to go over what a flat is, and I just want to let you know as well, I won't be going over any folds in this video because there are tons of great YouTube videos out there about folds, so we don't need to do that. So a flat is just that. It is a flat piece of fabric. It's just one piece. And to use a flat, you would also need a waterproof cover and a snappy to secure it. So flats usually arrive to you rectangular. This one's been washed. After it's been washed, it does come up nice and square. And I'm going to bring you up nice and close so you can see this is an oh so cozy flat. So it has a bird's eye cotton. So as you can tell, the weave is actually more of like a little diamonds as opposed to your bed sheets, which would be more like a vertical horizontal weave. So this makes them more absorbent. And when people talk about flats, or they give you the good reasons to buy flats, usually the number one reason is cost. They are very economical, usually looking at $2 to $10 being quite a bit for a flat, but usually $2 to $10 per flat. And then with these diaper covers, like any other 2-in-1 system, you can reuse these covers as long as they aren't dirty. So if they get wet, you can wipe them down, use them again. The other advantage they talk about flats is that they're very easy to clean and very quick to dry. So often when they talk about hand washing, flats seem to come up in the same conversation. However, there are lots of other reasons to love flats. So today I'm going to talk about my 5 reasons or more reasons to love flats. So reason number 5 is time. So this is one of those things like when they ask you on your interview, what's your greatest weakness? It's actually my greatest strength. People often talk about the folding time of flats and how that takes up more time when you're diapering. However, there's lots of fun things you can do with your baby with flats. Like for example, it makes a great peekaboo sheet. So we're going to use Bunny here. Peekaboo Bunny. Perfect. The other thing about flats is while you're folding, they recommend actually that your baby have some time with their skin exposed to the air. So by folding up your flat, it actually gives your baby time to do this. You can give your baby some tummy time. All these things, as long as they're in a nice safe place, and maybe if you have like a nice change pad to catch those accidents. These are great things for flats. The other great thing about flats is if you have an extra one lying around while you're doing, free air time, you can just lay them on top, and that will catch some of the mess so that, maybe you can use your change pad again. One thing I would not recommend though is that when you first have your newborns, I would recommend having your flats pre-folded. One is that it's really good practice. By the time your kid is 1 week old or 2 weeks old, you're going to be able to fold those flats in your sleep. But before then, when you're sleep deprived, it's great to have them already folded. And 2, let's be honest, newborns, they just want to be back in your tummy. Everything's new, and they might not be ready to enjoy all those fun things of having the free air time and tummy time yet. Okay, reason number 4 to love those flats is that you can mix and match your flat with covers. Pretty much like any 2-in-1. So for example, I do have some pocket diapers here. So a pocket diaper, you have a little insert on the inside here that just fits that one diaper. So if you don't have a great fit, it becomes problematic. And this was actually a little daunting when you're looking into cloth diapering, because when you're reading the reviews, depending if your baby has a skinny leg or a chunky leg, it's either going to leave red marks or it's not going to have a good seal, so you're not going to you might have some leaks. So it makes it tricky, and with these ones, you're looking at a bit more of investment because every time they get wet, you have to wash these, so you need more of these as an all-in-one. So in comparison, these are all newborn covers that we got for our little one. So this is a sweet pea, these 2 are romperoos, and this is a blueberry. And this way, your flat will work with all of these, but you can actually give them a test go, see which one fits around their little legs the best, fits around their waist the best, before investing into a one size. So for us, the blueberry fit her the best. So when we looked into buying a one size, we went with the blueberry coverall. And to show you the difference on how that can look in the legs, I'm going to demonstrate on my little bunny model. So as you can see, I've put a Sweet Pea cover on my little bunny model, and it fits pretty well around the legs, but as you can see, it's not a really great fit here, and you can actually see the flat underneath, and this means is that you'll probably get leaks because it's a fabric, so it'll wick without having this waterproof in the way. So I'll show you how the blueberry fit. So here we have a blueberry capri newborn, and as you can tell, I have it fit around the legs, and you cannot see any of the flat underneath. So this means there will be no leaks. How much do we love that? And if you can tell, I have to pull quite a ways to see that little flat underneath. So the other advantage of choosing a 2-in-1 is you can also choose the interior fabric, whereas you might have a pocket diaper that has a really great fit, but the interior might be a synthetic and you really wanted something more natural like a cotton or a hemp. Whereas with the flats, you can buy whatever you want for the flat, and then the covers are usually TPU or pull, but there's not a whole lot of the cover actually touching your baby. It's mostly the flat that's actually making contact with your baby's skin. So that's another advantage of mix and matching your flats. The next reason, or the number 3 reason why I think flats are FLATastic, is that you can actually create a custom or personalized fit for your baby just by changing the flat, or even by making alterations to that fold or not changing the flat, sorry, changing the fold, or making alterations to that fold for your flat. So for example, if you find a fold on YouTube that you think is great, but it's too big or twice as big, what you do is you bring your corners into the middle, and that actually makes your flat half the size, so it will fit a newborn, or if you have a really big flat, it will bring that size down, and you can go ahead and fold it just as you would from that YouTube video. So here I've gone ahead and folded this into the origami fold, and in the pad I've actually folded this 4 times to make a narrow gusset, but if my baby had a bit of a wider bum, I would actually fold it 3 times. And see, that's quite a bit of a wider gusset and gives you more area. So there's quite a bit of just little alterations and things you can do to make this fit your baby. The other thing, I won't talk too much about folding because there's so many good videos out there. But the other thing I will just mention is to make sure you jelly roll up those sides. It really does keep the messes in. Reason number 2 to love those flats, or almost the number 1 reason, is that they are one size fits all. Really, most one size diapers will not fit a newborn. Not true with flats. So to show you, this is a Blueberry Simplex newborn. This fit our little one when she was 7 pounds. And this is the flat folded again into those corners that I showed you and in the origami fold. These are the newborn covers that would have fit with that. And as you can see, we're just going to move up. So this is folded in with the kite fold, so a little bit bigger. This is the origami fold without folding in those corners, so bigger again. And then this is the kite fold without folding in the corners first. So this is actually quite big, because if you look over here, this is an all-in-one, this is a Nuggly Simplex diaper. Oh, sorry, it's a pocket diaper. But this is actually the biggest that it would get, and so you can tell that that flat is quite big, and that would still go around your baby. And the number 1 reason why I think flats are FLATastic, and kind of my pet peeve, is that they are not your grandmother's diapers. Most times when you see people talk about flats, they're like, oh, this is the things your grandmothers used. First of all, we don't diaper like our grandmothers did. We have high efficiency washers now. We typically have better detergents. All this makes cloth diapering so much easier. And on top of that, specifically to flats, instead of using the pins, we now have these nice little snappies that, see, I'm putting my fingers right against it. It's not leaving any marks. You can also get boingos. You still can get the pins if you want to, but you don't have to. Instead of the old plastic or rubber pants, we have these lovely things. This one's made out of pull, but you can get them made out of TPU. You can even get wool covers if you like. They have this lovely double gusset that keeps the leaks in. They're adjustable. They're comfy. They're so, they are not these plastic pants. We also have better accessories. So we have these nice fleece liners. You can also get disposable liners that really helps with the cleanup of poop. And you can get these boosters, which if your flat, just, you know, if your baby's outgrowing the absorbency of your flat, you can throw one of these in. And because a flat's so thin, chances are when they're actually outgrowing the absorbency, you're probably not folding it as much. So you're probably looking at a pretty thin diaper. So there's lots of room to put these boosters in. So that's it. Those are my top 5 reasons. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you have a reason why you think flats are fantastic or FLATastic, please feel free to comment below. Hope you enjoyed the video.